Hmm. Alright, alright, alright. Viewers. 2, 3. Okay. So, hey. Already here. Already here. Good to see somebody chilling in the chat. We in here. All right, all right. We're starting to see people filter in. Welcome, Goldkip. Welcome, Bobby. Hey, Vasquez. Excellent. Now it's a party. Let's see. Now, you know, it happens to look like the chat is not just keeping its stuff up. So we gotta change that. Yeah, I want to make sure that the chat stays up. Everybody can see. I mean, I guess it's going to be on the screen, but I'd rather just have it build. So, for the people that are currently in here, how are you guys doing? Thanks. Yeah, the locks are starting to get a little long. We're starting to get some length on them. You know who I tried to model it after, right? The long hair. You already know. You already know. Anniversary box is trash or no? Ha! All right. That's a. Give me 4 minutes. 4 minutes to round up a few more people. We'll go off on the anniversary box. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. Yeah, you started off straight spicy. Hey, sub Junior Joestar. What is good? All right. You know what? We'll start going. People will have to catch up. Let me actually put one more post in the Facebook group that I run, and then we should be good. I'll go right into it after that. Yeah, you do get right to the point. You didn't hesitate. You just bang. It's kind of wild, actually. All right, we're about to actually just start talking about it. Yeah. So far, what have we gotten? So far, we've gotten all the colors, and then today, what did we get spoiled today? Anybody in the chat want to let me know? Because I'm trying to see. I think it what's today multicolored? Hey, thank you, Kami House. Thank you very much. I am still kind of mollified over it. I'm getting to it though. I'm definitely getting to it. A little overwhelmed right now, but it's a good overwhelm. Broly times 2, Goku Black, and Shilai. Ah, yes. Okay. See, I have to be careful. I have to be careful. You know what? Before I accidentally oops myself, let me just pull up the Facebook page, and so I can see exactly what was spoiled today. That sounds like a really good idea. So, okay. So when it comes to what's been spoiled, right? I definitely agree with Vasquez. He said, I like the idea of them supporting older decks and archetypes, but as long as leaders themselves get power crept, then anything generic enough will just get put with more competitive decks. 100% what Chris Vasquez said. I definitely agree with him there. It's kind of like you see these Goku Black cards, right? And then the leader isn't competitive. He doesn't draw on his front side. He draws on his back side, but you've got to like get to a certain like it's really awkward. And granted, because of the Goku Black 2 drop, he is able to he's able to flip over and make he's able to flip over and you can kind of have a pseudo awakening there. But no, I definitely understand. You definitely need a new Bardock's crew. You need a new Goku Black. And to be fair, Bardock and Goku Black, I feel like they're characters that are going to get new leaders. It's only a matter of time, and all they have to do is print them in the same color. I'll get more back to Bobby's question in a second. The Chilai super combo makes the new Topo nuts. Yeah. That was absolutely banging. Like that Topo is disgusting. Like, I'm just gonna read this Chilai right now. Chilai, steel Chilai. If your leader card is green, yellow, or heroine, this card just come from your hand. Choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards and use the card. Switch it to rest mode. If it's your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's skillless battle cards and KO it. That's actually disgusting. Even without the draw, that's crazy. Hey, Armando. Hey, but no, seriously, what's good? Oh, dude, the Topo is one of the best things I felt about paying 4 energy for in a very, very long time. Now, hey, dude. I really do like that Chilai. The Chilai super combo is crazy. I even like some of the other cards that were spoiled earlier. But to finish Bobby's question, I don't think it's trash. I just think a lot of it isn't as usable as people would hope for because the leaders hold them back. In this game, it's not enough to create support. The leader's got to be, as I said before, the chariot to carry it. You need to have a good leader to bounce off of these new updated effects. And a lot of people are like, well, the support needs to be stronger if they want these bad leaders to, get up. But I don't really believe in that because, like, I came from Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time. I know some of my closest friends that play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time. When you release new support that's so good that it catapults an old deck to the forefront. I'm talking 6 Samurais. I'm talking sort of to a degree X Sabers. Like, anytime you do that, even Agents now, anytime you do that, you put yourself in a weird position where the support is so busted that it's an imbalance in the deck. If you only open up the old pieces for 6 Samurai, you're dealing very, very quickly with a deck that is like 8 packs too old. But if you could draw a combination of the new stuff and the old stuff, or just the new stuff, you feel like you're running with a competitive deck. And I think people don't really realize that if they make Goku Black stuff that is so absolutely snapped that it makes an old Goku Black leader from set 2 busted, then you're going to get to a point where if they ever try to reprint Goku Black, they cannot do it in the same color. Because if they do, the snap support will be unbearable on top of a snapped leader or a decent to good to great solid leader. So I would rather them make support like this, but then just give us an updated leader that brings it up to speed. I think Bardock and Goku Black should both get reboots. When it comes to Broly, I think Broly should get a reboot too, but every year for the anniversary of the Dragon Ball Super movie, they could easily just throw in a Broly and a Gogeta reboot. Let's see. Topo, get a 3-marker Unisim. Sheila negates the threats. Green Topo seem relevant, but we need more real draw power than a pseudo draw like Gogeta Unison is. Yeah. I mean, the fact when your super combo doesn't like draw, you now have to like rely on the effects of your deck, and if the deck doesn't have enough draw, it just doesn't have enough draw. No, what's up? This is up, fam. This is up. I'm just enjoying some of the stuff so far. Now with the SS Broly Reckless Pursuit and the Full Power Broly, both of these are, let's see. The part that kind of kills me, it says if you have 3 or more energy. Okay, that's good. I'm looking at the 5-drop Broly right now, calling Xeno Trunks debut in the Anivox. We shall see. You know me. I have always stand SSG Trunks. I really want. Now, L2H2, are you saying that that's going to be the Anivox leader, per se? That I must know. But Kami House, sorry I'm jumping around, I'm just trying to keep up. I'm still kind of new to streaming. The Chilai and the Topo work very nice together, and I can't wait. And this is kind of putting a kind of cool point to the deck, because now I feel like what they can do moving forward is make Topo the yellow Universe 11 leader, while making Jiren the red Universe 11 leader. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's actually pretty cool. You can branch out that way. So yeah, I'm actually, I mean, I'm gonna be doing a video about this, but I am looking at the SS Broly. Just looking at it, I'm very glad that it counts your energy instead of your opponent's energy. It's a subtle change. Okay, I'll get to you on thoughts of the black multicolor. It's a subtle change, but I don't know what else to say. Like, it's a subtle change, but it makes the whole world of difference when you check your own energy versus checking your opponent's energy. Checking your opponent's energy really makes it so that, like, it's just bad. I just hate it. Like, I get it, you're supposed to not be able to bomb your opponent when you go first, but it's just like you have to be playing cards completely out of sequence. Like, you have to play cards that you could be popping off on your turn 3, on your turn 4. So when it comes to the black multicolor, I'm gonna do that next, only because that's gonna be a much longer discussion. Channeling your inner UniX DBS prediction. I don't know. I feel like I've kind of hit Ultra Instinct levels of prediction. Once I see that next commercial, whenever we get the next commercial for the next set, maybe I'll try to do it again. Let me see. So, that's kind of weird. So, when it comes to the Trunks, I think it's not in theme. Like, if you look at the box, you've got SS4s being this this new archetype. You got all the SS4s, and you got Bardock. All of them require a Bardock Xeno leader. So it's like, I would not, like, since we haven't seen an SS4 Trunks, I'm not sure what the probability of seeing an SS4 Trunks as the Unison, but I think SS God, it does need to happen soon. So it's like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Now, when it comes to the SS4 archetype, that one's a little interesting. And by a little interesting, I said a lot, everything's a little interesting. And we're gonna get back to the multicolors, because that SS Rose is snapped. Let's not lie, Rose is snapped. But going down to the SS4s, one, I have to mention that the Gogeta is probably one of the coolest, most fun looking boss cards of all time. unless you're facing blue. If you're facing blue, you're gonna have a bad time. That's factual. So we'll get to the Gogeta later. Let's go over the cards. I'm gonna start with the Goku one. So it seems like I like the fact, actually, before we go into the SS4s, I like the fact that all of the SS4s have, well, the bursts have effects on charging them as well as being played. That part is hot fire to me. Very much so. And looking at the Goku ones, every time they put up yellow, now the fact that they're like, okay, it's yellow, so it has to have some sort of skill negation or KOing for skill. I feel that, and I don't feel that. Gothon. We're gonna get to that. We'll get to that. But we are going to actually you know what? Before I go into this long-winded thing about the SS4s, I'm gonna be real here, okay? We got this deck box. You see the leader. You see the deck. I don't know why I was pointing at my screen instead of that. We clearly got an entire deck here. Get your friends. Get them to like the stream. If the stream gets up to 50 likes, I'll put out my Gohan list one of the videos of next week. I'm going to the beach for a week, and so I have to pre-upload stuff. So I'll get it ready. And if this stream somehow hits 50 likes, I'll put it up. That's a high goal because I know we probably won't reach it, and I don't necessarily want to give my list up yet. But if we hit it, I will have no choice. That being said, looking at the SS4s, and this is going to be like a thing I'm going to go into later in depth in a video, so I can't give like all the tea. But yeah, I definitely like the fact that they have effects when they're charged and they have effects when they're played. It's like that makes me very, very happy. Now the yellow one is kind of weird. Like I said, you're negating skills, and that's very yellow. But some of them are actually very, very cool. Like I'm gonna be real, Gohan, charging Gohan and just removing a unison with 3 markers down to 2, that's ballin'. The fact that, yes, you can literally play Gohan, right? And after you play Gohan, you can minus somebody by 1, bring them down to 2, and then swing with a 16k double strike. He will kill. Like, if he doesn't get negated, he will kill most 3-drop unisons. Unless you're playing in started at Vegeta. So, well, 2-drop unisons at +1. So I actually really, really like that. Looking at Vegeta, the fact that he is going to bounce a card, 3 or less, and return it to their hand, I like that. I dig that. We've got the Bardock that as a counter. I think they're actually really, really cool. He said, let me make 50 accounts real quick. Yeah, get your friends in. It went up from 1 to 5 likes. I see you guys. Yo. Like, okay, so SS Bardock, yes, he is another Denial of Hope on a stick. But the crazy part is, he's going to do it for 2 red. Like, okay, he's going to do it for 2 red. Or, sorry, 1 red instead of 2 red. That's actually really, really important. And now when it comes to the Gohan, lots of people, I've heard people kind of talk down to the Gohan thingy-mabobber, the counter. But his counterattack, I kind of love it. Like, you play this card, he's a 16k, right? And then, like, if your opponent's playing mono, they can swing 1 more time. I think a lot of people aren't getting that. They're like, oh, well, he's a worse weird Topo or Riposte. And I'm like, they're playing mono, they're swinging 1 time. They're playing multi, they're swinging twice. If you're facing the mirror, I mean, he really don't do nothing. So if it becomes an SS4 Bardock, just like meta somehow, I don't know about that one, Chief. But I mean, if you're facing a mono deck, he just literally negates an attack and goes 1 more time. And I guess, well, he can't stop a leader. So if you use it to stop a leader, that's when it really gets nasty. But if they see you're playing against this card, they're gonna want to not let you get this effect off. So there's gonna be some playing around to it. I definitely think it's cool. Like I said, effects that happen when you charge, they have to be kind of minuscule. They can't be too broken because that'd be too broken. But I like how they have effects when they're charged and played. It's going to make this deck feel really, really fun. I can't wait until we see whatever leader they decide to give us. But to answer your question, I have been liking Universe 7 Gohan very much so. Um, I have my reservations. Do I think Gohan U7 is meta? So I'm gonna just put it out there real quick. Meta has nothing to do necessarily with the strength of a deck, more of how strong or how popular the deck is. Like, there can be decks that aren't tier 0 but are the most played. I mean, Dark Broly was meta before it was tiers, like high tier 0.75 or 0.5. It all depends on the popularity. I never think that Gohan will be meta, at least not in this iteration of the deck. Like, maybe if it got support later that snapped it in half, or just added on a sufficient boost, maybe. But I don't think Gohan will ever be what would be considered meta. He has his faults. He has his stopping points. I think he's got a lot of good points. I love playing the deck, but I also just don't think that a Gohan will ever be considered meta. But powerful, I think he is powerful. I think Red is in a very good place right now, and so for better or worse, if you're running the good unisons like Piccolo Jr., if you're running, cards like Topo, if you're running, cards like, Violent Rays has stopping points on a lot of decks. Like, Yamcha's Merciless is very, very good. So, I really think that most Red decks can survive on the back of Red being as strong as it is alone right now. And Gohan is one of them. As long as your deck doesn't completely suck, being Red puts you into at least the tier 1.5 stratosphere and up. Kamiya's TCG, honestly, you're thinking Jiren will hold out more in the meta, but meta will always be KV until Bandai sends it to the gulag. I can also see Broly BR coming back since... Yeah, okay. Broly BR definitely should have its place in this format. There's no shot it's not. I mean, if it doesn't, it's because people aren't playing it. When it comes to Jiren, I'm gonna put it out there. Jiren only gets up if D-Bro isn't played much due to popularity. If people just all jump off of D-Bro at one time, Jiren can have its place. But I can tell you right now that because D-Bro doesn't really have barrier, if you don't kill Dark Broly, they negate your entire board the following turn. Whether they hit you with their Kai and just warp your entire board, whether they hit you with a what's the word for it? They can just hit you with an uncontrolled Berserker and then a Demigra, and they will actually blow you the crap out. Like, they will actually just annihilate 2 chains, unless you have the Jiren that can detach 2 from under him. But even if you have the Jiren that can detach 2 from under him, you can only do that one more time. And the issue with this is that it's not like Jiren is comboing a gajillion times, and sometimes it can be energy intensive. So when you bring into your 1-drops into rest mode, and then you're just like, and you just start evolving on it, they don't even have to use Berserker. They can just use Ravager, neg your hand, neg your grave of one of the 1-drops you can bring back with Source of Power if you play it, or the Jiren TP, and then they swing over your 19k Jiren or any of your Jirens, and you can't combo against that. It's just too much. So if Jiren runs rampant in the format still, if Dark Broly runs rampant in the format still, I don't think Jiren will have a place. There's just not enough barrier between 4-drop Gogeta, between the 6-drop Gogeta blocker, Thor and Dark Empire SS3, Uncontrollable Berserker, Demigra. You will just absolutely get blown out. Like, you cannot keep your cards on board. SS4 Bardock, Resonance Unison, fit into Dark Broly. So, being a Dark Broly main, I'm sure if you guys have been on my channel since the beginning-ish or the past year, I started Dark Broly towards the beginning, and I have kept with it. I still have the entire deck. It's just my friend's going to borrow it for Gencon. 2 energy is a very important slot for D-Bro. 2 energy is you playing Demigra. 2 energy is you hard casting the 7-drop. 2 energy is you balling into a Dark Broly and then keeping up the energy for Supreme Kai negate or any negate that you want to use from your hand. It's a very generic unison and it does very well. But often, are you going to be playing 2 energy for a card that isn't aggressing in Dark Broly? And that's the question about it. Because that 2 energy, with that same 2 energy, you could have, like I said, Demigra, Red Broly, you could have played a Gogeta TP and kept up an energy for defense. It's kind of wild. And then back on the Jiren train, lots of Brolys are starting to pick up Defender of the People or Protector of the People because it's just a wide thing and it stops King Vegeta from getting in your butt cheeks. Jiren doesn't play very well against Protector of the People. It is a soft floodgate against Jiren. So I just don't actually think Jiren is well positioned versus D-Bro at all. And if too many people play Dark Broly, Jiren isn't going to have a good time. But yes, the SS4 Bardock is a very, very good unison. I'm just not sure how much D-Bro wants to use unisons in this format. Who got another question? Feed me. See, people asked for the Gohan list. Not enough people. I'm over here at 8 likes. I knew people weren't about it. Then again, it's not like we have the most views, so that's fair. So, while we're kind of at a weird space, I want to know how is everybody feeling about this set? Because I know there's a lot of polarizing things. I mean, we can also include. Oof. Okay, I got you. All right, we got the new questions. All right, I guess I'll have to shut up. Let's see. So we'll start with the. We got a lot of questions. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Gotta take a picture because the lady love asked what I was doing. And so I just gotta hit that casual minor YouTuber flex. Oh yes, we got all the questions. All right, we'll go down the list. So, take on New Mass Sand. Now you'd have to go far, far, far back. But when I first made this channel, right at the release of Crossworlds, Mass Sand was my pet project. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Red, black, felt good. And it is... I really like Mass Sand. And this Mass Sand, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a little odd for me. Not because it's not good, not because it's not bad, but because this is like, it's still aggro, but it's like a rainbow. It's trying to it's trying to do spirit boost. It's not the standalone run it and gun it deck that I fell in love with. So I still have yet to really look at it. I'm going to be honest. I picked up the Vegeta starter deck and didn't even pick up the Bardock starter deck. I'll order that whenever. So, it's not the same deck I was used to, and it also released a Dark Broly that could not be played in Dark Broly, so I just had to let it go. But I will dive back into it. If you guys put it out there in the stratosphere that you guys want me to dive into a Mass Sand deck, maybe that can be a project on the side. Next question. Red U7 or blue skillless Gohan? It's red U7. It's not even questionable. I played skillless U7, or sorry, I played skillless blue, and I tried to make it work. I got the entire blue package, like, don't at me, but I got prospects, I got god ceilings, I got my Xenos, SPRs, I got like some of the skills package, the Janemba, Bewitching Blows, like SPRs too. I got like everything I could on that one. I even bought a baby hatch. And then I realized the deck could not play against Mecha. And it was iffy at best against D-Bro. And you can't have both of those matchups be whack. And yeah, so no, we don't do that. Now, U7, however, U7, and just because I want to kind of get that hype just a little bit up. We're gonna put a bunch of cards on screen right now just because I'm feeling it. Yeah, so it's like U7 Gohan has a I like my D-Bro matchup. I mean, not only does Red in general have the necessary tools to combat D-Bro's aggression, but Gohan is going to draw them very often, okay? Gohan is going to draw these cards very often. I can run 2 ofs and feel reliable that I'm going to see them not once, but generally twice per game. So, I mean, that is that makes me feel good. Actually, you know what? I just looked at the camera and y'all didn't actually get that hard enough. We need to let me turn the light over real quick. Yeah. Let me angle this more towards the shine. Look at that. I like it a lot. No, Shane, I sold you the hatch that I originally bought for there we go. I sold you the hatch I originally bought because I was so fed up. I was so pissed. Like, yes, I should have kept hatch, but I was so upset with Gohan not being that good. Now, when it comes to Red Gohan, I like my matchup against Dark Broly a lot. Mecha, I started getting some experience with Mecha. Yeah, that whole hand foil. I started getting some experience with Mecha, and it's a little bit of a rough matchup if you go second because if it's mono yellow, it's a whole different story. If it's yellow blue, then Zamasu counter can really put you off your game. So that's that. Would I place Gogeta Zeno in the meta? It's kind of weird because I don't really view Gogeta Zeno as a... Hey, what's up, Leo? I don't really view Gogeta as like a top tier leader. I just think he has a top tier archetype, if that makes sense. The fact that you can pick up his core and put it into multiple other decks and it just feels just as good shows me that it's not the leader that brings it all together. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like you could put it in Broly and it works really well. You can put it in Vegex and it works really well. I don't think there are going to be many black decks that can't use it. You can put it in Supreme Kai and it's going to work really well. So that being said, that makes me feel like Gogeta Zeno is like, it's like, yeah, it could just go in a bunch of places. I don't think it's the leader that makes it that strong. So the deck is going to be good, but the archetype is kind of, you know, propped up by the archetype, not the leader. Which is kind of cool. I'd rather you have cards that overperform than a leader that overperforms, because the leader will limit design space and will make it more likely that you just don't play other leaders. So I'd rather the cards be good. Pulling out cards that aren't leader specific and putting them in other decks to take it to the next level, better than a leader just being absolutely busted. Have I lost a commemorative photo yet? No, but I did pull a foil one at the pre-release, and I never tried to be ballsy enough to use it. I'm not like that. I don't want to risk that. Let's see. How do I like Black Sin? I think Black Sin is hot. I think Black Sin it's a deck that not only you see a lot of connectivity, a lot of interactions. I think Black Sin is also a deck that we're going to see for another set, maybe a second set. And I think that's going to mean we need to keep an eye on it. We still have we still have Nova, we still have Ice, we still have Rage, we still have Omega. We still need those 4 dragons before we are able to fully say we have a full look at these Xeno Shadow Dragons. So as you can see, I mean, we're amassing the foil pieces of it. Factual. My cat, get on off of there, please. So let's see. Oh no, dude, you're fine, bro. People are just asking questions. People are just asking questions and I'm going off. Oh, we'll talk about that too. I got you. So, OG Massan, let's see. Wait, if you bought another hatch. I got the, what's up? Okay, so now we got the, what do you think about the strategy deck that Bandai put out? I actually found that hilarious. I instantaneously pointed out that it was like, yo, try this deck out. And then I just tallied up the deck, and it was like a $900 deck minimum. I was like Bandai out here booling. Like, they were just like, yeah, let's just try out this. The deck had Supreme Kai, Space Time Unraveler, which is 250. 4 Thwarting the Dark Empires at base rarity, which is 80 per. That's another 320. It had 4 Supreme Kai TPs, which were 30 apiece. It had 4 of the Goku TPs, which were 40 apiece. I was like, oh, we just gonna try out this deck, huh? Like we're just gonna piece it together and try out this deck. Yeah, that was a little expensive. That was definitely a little expensive. My cats are running around. Trying to get people a little more into the strem. So next one. Hey, look, OG Mass Sand was a very good deck. It was very, very fast, and I built mine to try to combat Mecha GT. I was like, you know, they're kind of just going in and busting up their own life to make boards. So all I got to do is survive the first turn that they swing, and then I can generally crack back for a game. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I bought another hatch. Well, I didn't buy another hatch. I sold you the first one I bought. I haven't bought another one since. Already got to Leo. Yeah, selling blue is kind of weird, but blue didn't get weaker or stronger this set. They're kind of around the same, but blue's in a very good space right now. Trying to fit Xeno into Mecha Gabora is a little rough. Yeah, you're right. Mecha Gabora is probably the most archetype specific of the cards, and Supreme Kai probably follows it, but Supreme Kai can naturally run Gokus and Vegetas. Do I think if D-Bro becomes less and less played, do you think SS4 Vegeta Leader can be an underrated rogue pick? Okay. So, it's kind of weird right now because even as we speak, D-Bro may be played, but D-Bro doesn't really run. Like, some people are dropping the ball completely, some people are dropping the blocker completely, some people are only playing one. If you never see the D-Bro blocker, chances are Vegeta can do his thing. I do feel like right now we are kind of getting in some weird positions. If you know you're facing Vegeta, you just, all you need to do is, because Vegeta needs to attack or Vegeta needs to do damage. I think Vegeta needs to do damage. And because of that, you can mull for 1 or 2 negates and just negate the leader twice and then awaken. And then after that, like, what is Vegeta doing? Like, I think Vegeta's kind of in a weird space where him needing to do damage is always going to make him a weird position. So, that's pretty cool. Gohan matchup versus King Vegeta. I'm going to have to be a little specific. Are you talking the aggro matchup or the mid-range matchup? And then you said Deborah leader win. That's a good question. Like, I don't know. I don't know when Deborah will have a leader. I really don't. They have to get bored before they make Deborah a leader. And I think Deborah, he's owed his due, you know? Like, Deborah is, he's kind of a beast. Like, Supreme Kai literally threw an entire plan into the garbage not to catch hands from Deborah. And then Deborah pretty much just brought him the hands anyway and just killed Kibito and spat on 2 people. Deborah's kind of, he's that dude. But I think they have to revisit the Buu Saga. So we're not going to get Deborah until we revisit the Buu Saga again. It'll likely be in green because the couple cards for Deborah I feel like have already been in green. So I don't see Deborah getting his own leader for a while unless we get some like weird expansion set or themed booster, you know? Like, what if we get a World Tournament 3 and they go off the Buu Saga, but then they're just like invaders and they just plate some, you know, Majin Buu in there, you know? Both, but more aggro specifically. So King Vegeta is kind of a deck where the aggro version where they do a whole lot of stuff, right? But there are certain things, like if you Sensu against them, they're going to have a much harder time killing you than not. If you hit them with King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, which I do main, you're going to have a lot harder time trying to kill them. If you hit them with Protector of the People, they pretty much have to stop their turn. They can't kill you through Protector of the People. So I think against this one, yeah, it kind of depends on me seeing one of those. I do have to kind of see it. But in the side, I also do main another one of those copies of cards that will wall the deck. So post side, I'm a deck that draws an incredible amount. And if I go first, that may be one of the worst times. I'm going to have to play a card or charge a card, pass. And if they swing, if I don't have it in my hand, I'll have to defensively combo. But in this deck, you defensively combo and you might be drawing 3 cards, you know? Or more like 2 cards. You'll be drawing 2 cards. So it's like, I think that Gohan has the ability to find the pieces needed to stop, especially once 6 are in the main. Against mid-range, I actually like facing mid-range decks because I can start piling on the pressure really, really heavy on turn 3 and then hopefully close out on turn 4 or turn 5. So I'm very comfortable with a mid-range game with this deck. Does Green make a comeback with Boo and Videl? I think Boo has a lot of interactions. I think Boo's ceiling is low. Like, if that makes sense. Boo has a lot of intricacies that can trip up your opponent. I don't know about that one, Chief. There's not a single blue card in there. Alright? Not a single blue card in there. I was playing mono blue, or I was playing blue red, but the consistency could suffer sometimes. The ceiling was a lot higher, but the consistency suffered. So, we will get to that. Yeah, like, y'all pause that quick enough, y'all might see my list. So yeah, I don't think Boo does enough right now to do enough to say it's gonna cement the format, you know? Like, I don't think it's gonna cause that big of a splash. Now, if it gets some support, it may, but right now I just don't think it scares enough people. It's just, like, don't get me wrong, Green has a lot of defense right now, so I really don't see it not doing a lot, but I just don't think it's gonna do a gajillion things. Now Videl is kind of interesting, but you always have to be careful with these decks that are 5Ks that flip into 10Ks. They're very, very tricky. So you gotta worry about that. I feel like you gotta worry about that. Like, 'cause she draws a lot and she goes off a lot, but again, power may be the lacking part in that. You have to mix it with something. It's not gonna solely be green and good. Now, I trust your Nostradamus power prediction. Do you see Bandai banning Belmod and Tau in the near future? Tau is very weird to me because Tau's been out for a little bit and hasn't done the things that it's doing now. I think Tau is a product of the time, not necessarily a snapped broken card. Like, it just adds on to what's already going on. Like, if you ban New Ruler, Tau wouldn't be sitting here like just being the end all be all. I think there are other cards that are the issue. Now, when it comes to yeah, sure, you can message me. When it comes to Belmod, I think Belmod, all the reasons that Bandai gave for banning cards, I think Belmod's 100% one of them. It causes a game state where you were trading a board, like, literally, he's like kind of a minuscule, he's a minuscule, like, kind of like Celzino in the sense that you just trade in your board for another swing, and he's going to blow up something. And he can hang back to be a blocker, he's a little too versatile, but Belmod was doing this dumb stuff back when he was released. And then Dark Broly came out, and Belmod was doing dumb stuff again. You know, like, Belmod was blowing up your Dark Brolys originally, and he could do that. Just that there were better strategies that didn't involve putting a non-30k green card in your deck. So, I really do feel like Dark Broly, or Belmod, is one of the proprietors of the things that they want in a card that's going to be banned. Or things they don't want in a card that's going to be in the format. That's a better way to put it. So I definitely see Belmod getting on that list. It's just, it's not, it shouldn't be doing what it does. Yeah, you can message me your shell. I can talk to you. Like I said, if I leave for the beach on Sunday, so literally I'm gonna record my Gohan deck, if I can, I'll record my Gohan deck either tonight or tomorrow night. And if I see this video, like clearly we're only at 9 likes now, get your friends, tell them to like the stream. If this gets up to 50 likes before the next week starts, I will drop my Gohan list, but only if we get to 50 likes. Green Black Videl is the way. Yeah, I've been seeing that. I played against it. I tested against it for the first time actually last Sunday. It didn't get off the ground quick enough. Like now, granted, game 1 was due to my friend drawing terribly. Like he just drew like like he was playing black with a Videl leader. But then even the second game, it was kind of like, okay, like I saw Gogeta hit the board. It was really, really cool, but it never seemed like it was, you know, pop in. So, I mean, we got about 15 or so minutes left, right? Do we have any other questions? Do people pay attention to the manga at all? Like, I gotta know. I want to know what you guys do. I think they do. I think the new AnyVox dual colors do help. Blue, black, green Gohan feels like feels super hot. Trying to snipe me. Big up it, trying to snipe the list. You were caught up with the manga. Ah, yes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna need some Ultra Ego Vegeta, like, cards. I can't wait till he shows up in the video games. I can't wait till he shows up on the cards. I am ready for this freaking transformation to pop off. I'm very ready for it. I'm excited. You feel the new leader is going to take energy exhaust? So, speaking about that is sort of tricky. However, what I can say is if they kept energy exhaust, the deck I would undoubtedly say is butt cheeks. If they take the combo, I think the combo is a necessary thing. Like, it's going to be kind of weird. If they don't, or to do something when they go into energy. Like, yeah, I really do feel like if they take off, it has to take off the combo cost. I feel like that would be disgusting if it didn't. Like, if they take the energy exhaust off, this deck is going to be fun, and I can't wait to build it. If they don't, I don't know about that one, Chief. Just you gotta keep an eye out because we're gonna see some stuff soon, and then I can't really say too much, but you should pay attention to the upcoming week. In fact, you should pay attention on Monday to my channel. That's all I gotta say about that. Hype. When it comes to the ego, I mean, I like it because, like, Goku, when it comes to Vegeta's new form, Goku has to detach his brain from his body, which isn't that hard because his brain stem ain't that strong, you know. But and his body moves on its own via instinct. But Vegeta is revving himself up. It is his self mentality that is pushing himself to higher levels, you know? So Ultra Ego makes perfect sense. He's diving into battle. He is solely focused on destruction and victory, and that's catapulting him forward. While Goku lets go of his mind to achieve Ultra Instinct, Vegeta wills himself to be the best in Ultra Ego. It's like the exact opposite. He hones in on his ego, and I think that's pretty freaking ballin', if you want my honest opinion on that one. New purple color for the God Vegeta. Oh, purple color in this game, Gold Cape? Is that what you're talking about? Like, you want them to make purple a brand new color? I just have to make sure, because if you're talking about a whole new color, this late into the game, I don't think they could make a brand new color. Like, if they make a brand new color, they have to, like, from that standpoint, if they make a brand new color in Dragon Ball Super, there are only one of two ways they can do it. It needs to be, like, a white color that can be played in any color without, like, it needs to be what black used to be, how there were never any black specified costs, you know? It was just, like, you play black in any deck. They would either need to make a white like that, but I don't think they can make a brand new color that stands next to red, blue, you know, green, and yellow, because if they do that, like, they have to, like, they can't do another slow roll like black. Black was meant to be splashed in every color, and it was quite some time until we had decks that could be fully black. If they made another solid color that's not like black, not splashable, then they would have to snap every single card that came out in that first set, because this card at this point would be missing at minimum 16 sets of library to go off of. So yeah, if that's what you meant by color. Then when it comes to media, I got my fingers crossed, boys. If you guys have, and ladies, if you're in here, I've seen, now that I've seen, like, the trailers, not even the trailer, but the promotional art for Dragon Ball Superhero, and that Pan is going to be, you know, a main character, I just hope that we get justice for Gohan fans. Like at this point, after him not even being seen nor mentioned in Dragon Ball Super Broly, I would be okay if we just saw Gohan grilling a cheese sandwich for Pan to take to school for lunch. Like, that's a win at this point. If we just seeing him in general, that's a win, man. He could be out here picking up Pan from school and being the annoying, cute dad, and then never be seen again. But that's still 30 seconds of screen time versus the 0 he got last movie. And if they make him fight, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Because, you know, if they make Gohan fight, that's going to be cards in Dokkan, Legends. That's going to be all new fan art. That's going to be cards in this game. Man, please do my boy something vicious. Please. All right, we only got about 8 minutes left. I'm keeping this stream straight up close to an hour. Just because, like I said, since I'm going to the beach on Sunday, I'm going to have to make sure I have everything done for next week this week. So I will be cutting this off, probably like 9:05. Ultra Pride sounds better. You gotta be careful about that one. Ultra Pride may rub some of the wrong people the wrong way, and it might make some memes. You know, the Dragon Ball community can get kind of toxic sometimes. If you name them Ultra Pride Vegeta, you're gonna get a lot of memes and a lot of heat that doesn't need to be introduced into the community. Personally, that's what I feel like. I mean, I was kind of talking about the thing. So I'm not sure how many of you guys follow like some of the like lore and stuff, but Ultra Instinct isn't Ultra Instinct in Japan. That's a translation. And see if I can find it, because I was commenting on it yesterday, right? And here we go. So in Japan, you don't have Ultra Instinct. You have Migate no Gokui, which translates essentially to the selfishness of self-movement. Like, it's basically saying your body moves on its own. It's independent of the brain. It doesn't consult with the brain. It's selfish. Now, they changed that to Ultra Instinct. Migate no Gokui to Ultra Instinct. Now, this one, and I don't know who's trying to have it called this, because there's some arguments for Ultra Instinct. I would hear Migate no Gokui and be like, that's pretty hot. Migate no Gokui is pretty hot. But, like, Ultra Ego translation. The original Japanese name is Wagamama no Gokui. And I'm going to be frank with you. I will never be hyped over Wagamama Vegeta. Like, you got Migate no Gokui Goku. Cool. And then you've got Wagamama no Gokui Vegeta. I don't know about that. Do not know about that one, Chief. You'd actually be surprised. So, actually, another thing is autonomous is actually like a English thing only. Like, when you look at Migate, it can mean a couple of things, but one of the most direct translations is selfish. Meanwhile, Wagamama, yeah, self-indulgence. Yeah, you got that. You got that. The secret of self-indulgence. Yeah, but all I'm saying is, Wagamama is not the way. Dun, dun, dun. So. We got anything to close it up? We got 4 minutes left. We got 1/5 of the likes needed for me to drop the sauce. But I think this has been a successful one. As for like the first in the series, I think this has been a pretty successful stream. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to everybody. Well, I do want to say, since there's only 3 minutes left, thank you for everybody that's come out, though. At this point, there's an argument to be made. This is a transformation or just a technique. I'm gonna be real. Like, while Ultra Instinct was supposed to be a technique, but for some reason Goku made it a transformation, I don't think this is really a discussion with Vegeta, because Vegeta straight up like posed, flexed, flames obscured his entire body. He has different hair now. He has different eyes. He's got no eyebrows. If this is not a transformation, I don't know what we call transformations anymore. I really do think this is a transformation. My question is it complete? Is this his Omen form, or is this his complete form? Because, like, yeah, lots of people want to say it's maybe like an incomplete technique, but first off, Vegeta hasn't lost quite yet. He just got knocked down from his own explosion happening. All right, you can PM me. I'll get to it soon. But yeah, his own explosion, his own Hakai ball blew up, and he got knocked back, and that's a huge thing. So that's my thing. I really do feel like with him though, it may not be a matter of him not being in his full transformation. I think it may be a matter of he said himself he has to ramp up into it, and that's going to be kind of like back and forth. Like he took a lot of damage, he was hurting, and he was starting to lose his stamina. Now, I really do believe that Goku has to kind of really ramp. I feel like Goku. I feel like Vegeta has to really ramp up. I feel like he's hasn't shown us the cap of his new form. I feel like he was just getting there, and so we're gonna see him do more with it. I don't think there's gonna be another part of the transformation unless they want to give us some full Topo-esque, like full God mode, like he's accepted, and then we'll see something really cool. But yeah, we'll see about it. But once again, thank you to everybody that showed up today. This is really fun. I enjoyed answering the questions. I enjoyed talking with you, and I am excited to do something like this again. I would try to go next week, but it definitely won't be next week. It'll be a week. It'll be 2 weeks from today because I'll be at the beach on Thursday. So 2 weeks from today, I'll go live again, and we should be Gucci. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. So yeah, it's 9:05. We are here, and yeah. You guys have a great night. Thank you for coming out to my live. This is my TED Talk. JK, there's no TED Talk. And I will see you the next time you decide to join Universe X. Later. Oh, and by the way, if you aren't already subscribed and you like the content, you should probably subscribe. See you guys.